So what's the shit you gotta say?
Oh, it's gonna be my burp this time. You're welcome. Oh,
That's all I have.
it's
I'm
gonna be
sorry.
both. Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 157 of Ignore the Backlog podcast. My name is The Real Portz, and Evil Space Bunny is here.
I'm here.
What's up?
Hi.
What's up? How you doing?
know I'm doing. How are you doing?
That's not a real answer to that question, by the way. BT Dubs. How are you? On a philosophical, on a transplanial level, how you doing?
I've been traveling interdimensionally and spiritually and trying to connect myself to the magic that is the flying spaghetti monster. You know, trying to get in touch with celestial beings out there besides myself. And it's been going real good. It's been a good adventure.
Like mostly people named Celeste.
Well, I mean, there's that game Celeste, so that kind of counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a real name, or is that made up for the game?
I have no fucking idea.
Someone's name is Celeste, right?
Somebody's
I
name
think,
gotta be Celeste.
Fucking in 30 Rock, Jack Donaghy's girlfriend, that was like a... So anyway, it doesn't really matter. Her name was Celeste. There was a Celeste person character on that show, believe me. And it's a real name. We figured it out. Live.
Are you sure?
Or what?
Yeah.
I'm 70% sure. We figured it out, though. If we're wrong, that's misinformation, not disinformation. Okay, to be clear.
Not it's what?
It's not intentionally incorrect. It might be wrong, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just misinformed.
Or we're not, and we'll take it either way, as the court of public opinion decides. As all things are
Fair.
on the internet. Bunny,
Yeah?
how are you doing? How are video games this week?
Video games are video games.
Have you checked in on them? Have you peeked in on them?
I did some
Have
peeking.
you muffled them? Have you shoved a fucking pillow over their face on the crib? How are the video games doing?
I've taken a little bit of a steppy back on the video games this weekage.
Step back from the video games. All right. Absentee parent of video games.
Yeah, I'm absentee parenting. Well, as you know, I'm at 96, 97 games beat this year. And
have you heard yourself say that out loud? Have you taken a second to understand what that means?
It doesn't sound like a lot to me.
What?
But
who's beating more than this? Show me.
No one.
Yeah.
That's the best part. Is
I remember Andrew Reiner of Game Informer.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the editor-in-chief now. But he tweeted out, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. He's like, yeah, I beat like 55 games this year.
Yeah.
But the impressive thing about that was they all fucking came out that year.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Which is insane. Because there's no way that much good shit comes out in 1 year. And being a video game publication, and indies weren't as common as they are now.
Right.
They were mostly AAA products or AA or 1A or however the fuck that scale works.
Yeah.
But you have damn near doubled that number that I used to be impressed by. By the way, when I was like in high school, so
yeah, but
it was more than 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I guess,
that's quite. Yeah, that's quite a bit of time. Yeah, I was looking at it, so I started adding the year to the release of the games that I beat, and I haven't finished it all, adding all the years to everything that I beat. But I'm at 16 games that came out this year alone.
Holy hell!
So, yeah, I did a good job at clearing out my backlog. I still kept up with like newer games that came out this year. So I know a lot of the horror games that I played in the last 3 months definitely came out this year, and I haven't gotten through August. So I just gotta keep going through them all. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I don't think I've beat a single game that came out this year.
Really? Huh. You'll have to look
I don't
at
think
your...
so. What can I say? Last year was the year of the time lapse, you know?
time
when
loops.
the good shit came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I don't think I'm gonna play the new God of War.
Oh, really?
Because it's not coming to PC. Not anytime soon, anyway.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that is true. We won't be playing that for a couple of years, which is annoying.
But yeah, speaking of time loops,
Yeah.
go. I cut you off.
So, Portz and I have given each other a game to play again. I gave you Last of Vivo. You gave me Papa Yo.
Yes.
And this week, we gave each other new games. So you gave me Year of the Time Loops, a.k.a. The Forgotten City for me to play.
I was going to say, oh no, she forgot the name of it.
How can I forget
she forgot the name of Forgotten City. Oh, yeah, but yeah, Forgotten City. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm going to call it now The Forgetful City.
Listeners might remember that game as one of the best games ever.
Yeah, I made a whole meme because you were obsessed with time loops because of this game.
Oh, it's so good. 12 minutes and that game in the same year. Unbelievable.
Yeah, so I gave you Convenient, which is probably one in my top 5 of games that I played this year.
God, there's no fucking chance I give a shit about it.
You might like the twist.
There might be.
You might like the twist.
Yeah, I mean, I might like the twist. That's true. That's
Yeah, you might
and
like
it's
that.
short.
It's
I
short.
like that part a lot.
And it will give you a game to beat that came out this year. So there you go.
Woo! One game by default. It will be my favorite that came out this year.
Yeah, that's if you actually want to do it and you actually want to beat it. I mean, obviously.
I don't even know. I think given how, short it is, I think I'll probably beat it.
Yeah, I think I got all 3 endings in under.
It's like the
hour.
amount of time, isn't it? Yeah. That's the amount of time I would decide if I like a game or not. So if I'm deciding while it's over,
Yeah.
that'll be fine, I guess.
Well, it gets easier to go through the things as you fail and you die and stuff like that because it's.
I'm gonna fail. All right, I'm out.
It's based off of an old Resident Evil mechanic where you're captured.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Yeah, my ears are bleeding now.
I know.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. So those are our challenges. We're gonna try to play those in the next couple weeks and we'll report back.
Yes.
But as
it is once again Convenience and
the Forgotten City. Or the Forgetful
which I
City.
almost forgot, even though I gave it to you.
As far as games go this week, though, that I played a couple of games. I deep dived back into survival games. I'm back, baby.
Oh boy.
I've been playing a lot of Minecraft. One of my favorite mod packs got a newer version released. So one of my favorite mod packs is called Stone Block 2. And the 3rd version came out, and it's really good. It's been a lot of fun. I've been streaming it past couple of days. It's been 10 out of 10. I played Grounded, which has been lovely and adorable, and I also fucking hate everything about it sometimes. But when it's fun, it's fun. When you're dying, I want to punch.
What do you hate about it? What's an aspect you don't like?
We put it on a harder setting, which I think was a fucking mistake. And everything just murders you instantly.
Gotcha. Have you fucked around with I know they now have the ability to turn off dropping your backpack and just a bunch of shit to make it pretty easy.
I don't think so my roommate Zach's hosting the thing and he hasn't done any of the changes.
Okay.
I'm just please, dear God, help me. I'm losing my shit.
I've been considering next time we play maybe doing some of those. I really like the punishing aspect, but on our, fucking 6th time through or whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
It might be nice to shortcut a little bit of that, especially damage on your own buildings, being able to hit your own shit, you can turn that off now. I for sure will turn on, I think.
Yeah, also just friendly fire and just I've been doing range shit and then they're beating the shit out of whatever the fuck it is and then it's I'll shoot into them and it's
unless you're fighting a spider, and even still it's pretty hard to not accidentally shoot the person who's tanking.
Exactly. I don't want to murder the fucking tank. But yeah, so we've been playing that again. And I did touch 7 Days to Die again. I touched it.
Oh, touched it.
I might play it again. I've been thinking about it. It took me out for a drink, and I'm thinking about it. Okay? It took me out for a quick drink. I was like, that's pretty hot. I fucking forgot how good you are sometimes. I'll call you.
Yeah. Is this a like toxic relationship, you think?
Maybe. I don't think I'll touch vanilla. I think if anything, I'll do modded 7 days to die only.
Sure. Yeah, you want your ex tatted up before you get back together.
Exactly. I want to see some changes. I want to see some new progression.
But only surface level.
Only surface level, and it be jank as fuck.
Right.
But the two games that I really got into was I backed The Store Is Closed. The one that is being sued by IKEA.
You backed it?
I backed it.
What was your name? Just change it to Red, you dummies.
No, but I do have access to the dev, and I did make a suggestion. Just make it. I said, LOL, just make it Target.
That's so funny until he gets sued by Target.
Yeah, probably. And I don't think he'll fucking, obviously, it's a joke. But yeah, so I've been playing that. It is a very rough alpha. I will say that much, but it is interesting to run around and check out things and look at everything. It is based off of the SCP-3008, which is about being trapped in an indefinite IKEA. So, I mean, they tried to stick to the canon, quote-unquote, literary that is out there for SCPs, but, you know, obviously IKEA is going to sue them because they're trying to make money off of their brand and image.
Sure.
Makes sense. There is a lot of IKEA references, like the catalog. Your inventory is really cool because you pull out the IKEA catalog.
Really?
Yeah, dude. And it's like even like the pricing and everything, it looks exactly like that. And so it's just kind of funny. I was like, okay, yeah, I could see this. I can see why IKEA. Yeah, it's literally an IKEA fucking thing. I get it.
Yeah. The apparently the monster thing or whatever is also wearing the like IKEA uniform.
Yes, they're wearing the fucking like shirts and everything.
I don't know what any of this shit looks like because I don't fucking go to IKEA, but Faye was like that. All of this shit is fucking IKEA as fuck.
Yeah, it's IKEA as fuck. So they'll probably make the changes and like them and IKEA.
Because you can get that spirit with a couple less elements for
sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I really like the menu, but that probably will change in the future here. And then the other game that I have given a lot more time than I probably should have, and I don't know what it is that just gives me the fucking dopamine ride, is Gas Station Simulator. It's like Power Washing Simulator, but you run a gas station, and it is just all about those dopamine hits. I don't know what it is. It's just something in my ape-like brain.
Is this the weird game where your uncle like gifted it to you, like pass away, or he had gambling debts or something? I don't know.
Yeah, there's a bunch of weird, like there's a weird story going on.
Isn't there a guy with a baseball bat like telling you how to run your shit? I remember watching a friend stream this, and I couldn't wrap my head around what was happening. Like there were so many elements of it from a story perspective. I was like, this is so unnecessary for one of these fucking simulator games. Like, the farming simulator games don't have a story, right? They're not like, hey, by the way, your fucking grandpa died, and here's the fucking thing, and there's going to be people trying to buy your land and shit. Like, there's no subplot to those fucking games, right?
There's
Usually.
like a little bit of subplot. Like even in Power Washing Simulator, there's like text and stuff, and they're like telling like a little bit of a thing. Nobody fucking pays attention to it. I don't give a shit. Don't worry about that. Just give me those dopamine hits from finishing tasks and that satisfaction. I don't know what it is.
I couldn't remove my mind from that. It was so bonkers.
Yeah, it's a little weird because he's like a mafiosa type character.
Yeah.
And like he's like encouraging you. He's like, you don't have to do this, but you should. And I was like, I'm not gonna go fucking pick cars. I'm too fucking busy changing tires on this goddamn car. I don't fucking have time to go pick the cars out in the parking lot. Fuck you. And like and like stealing people's shit. Like I'm gonna fucking run this like smooth sailing. I'm going to fucking kick Dennis in the head when he draws wieners on the side of my fucking gas station and throw fucking fishes at him. So, like, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It all does sound fine.
Yeah, I don't even give a shit about this story. I just want to fucking make a little gas station. That's all I want. It makes me so happy. I don't know why. It shouldn't, but it does. But yeah. So that's what I played this week. I didn't beat any video games yet.
Okay.
I know.
That's fine. I think that's okay. You're
Okay.
almost there.
I
You
know.
have 2 months left.
Yeah.
Fine.
With that being said, I do want to beat some stupid games.
Some stupid games.
I think I want to try Jump King.
I don't remember which one that is. Is that a like boss run game?
No, it's like a Benny and Fodit game. Fodit
What?
Benny? Fuck it. The guy who did Getting Over It. Benny and Foddy. So you just basically jump, and all you could do is jump. And there's like all these trick jumps that you have to do, and if you fall, you.
Oh, these are one of those like the one in the pot thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I hate that shit so much. Do you really derive joy from that? Because my perception of those is like it's just fun to make content for morons.
Maybe.
Basically. But is it fun to really play for you?
I like the challenge of this. This gives me more dopamine than trying to beat a Dark Souls game.
Huh.
So I've been playing Getting Over It a little bit off stream. And I think that's going to be my final game this year.
Have you ever played chess or just wanted to get into chess at all?
Yeah. I like
Because
chess.
that's like a time-honored, right? Like
Right.
through history, that's survived a lot of
Right.
centuries as a competitive or like difficult thing to master. So I was just wondering, because Jump King and the fucking Getting Over It thing, it's like some dude made this challenge up, like with weird mechanics, and the challenge is figuring out like what he programmed in and then doing that, right? Like
right.
some flawed person made this shit up. It's not been tested by time. There's just no merit in it to me.
I mean, that's fair.
Okay.
But I definitely want to beat it.
Okay. All right. Hey, fair enough. I don't have that itch, but God bless you.
Thank you. What did you play this week?
Dota 2.
I'm taking a break. I'm done. I'm going to hang
Did I
up
say
the
that?
towel. Yeah, you said that like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. But then the second Battle Pass came out.
Oh, the second Battle Pass. That's right.
Yeah,
that's
it's
right,
part
that's
2
right.
of the Battle Pass. Yeah.
Yeah, no, not part 1, part 2. You need that part 2.
Now you have to grind even harder for your hats. And it's,
Oh, Jesus
the whole
fucking
thing.
Christ.
Fucking-
Okay.
They fucked up Dire Tide this year, and it's awful.
Oh, no.
It's a dying game. You know, there's signs of it being bad and not really getting better ever. So Gabe Newell used to show up to the International and announce things himself and that kind of shit, and he does not do any of that. He did a pre-recorded video that had nothing to do with anything anyone gave a shit about this year. So it's a dying game. So I'm trying to enjoy the last little bit of it, you know? Like,
last
fuck
hurrah.
it. I'm not going to have this soon. So, which is probably not true. They could coast for 5 years and be fine, I think.
Continue to make that sweet, sweet Dota hat money.
Yeah. I mean, I think they have been coasting, to be quite honest with you.
Okay, Dota 2.
But yeah, so I decided to play some Mortal Kombat 11
11?
randomly
Okay.
out of nowhere. It's the most recent one, I think.
Yeah, I think I have that one. I do.
I forgot how just ridiculous these stories are.
Yeah, they're dumb.
Cassie Cage, or Cassidy, I can't remember what her actual name is, but Johnny Cage's daughter,
Mm-hmm.
in the first 3 minutes of this fucking story, has to fight her mother, Sonia, for a military rank.
Makes sense.
Like, they're like, hey, by the way, you've done this, you've earned this, but you got to do one more test because there's no favoritism around here just because you're a fucking Cage. So you got to do what? And she's like, I got to I got to I got to beat my commanding officer, which is you, Mom. And then they fight, and she's like, congratulations, you're now a commander. And there's troops applauding. Like, what the fuck
I
is
just beat
going
the
on?
shit out of my mom.
And what, they respect that? Like that's an okay chain of command thing to do? Like
that's cringe.
Fucking, and that man's seen as like a video game genius. Obviously for the mechanics, not the story, but
obviously.
it's just funny.
It's so weird that they continue to try to add like stories to fucking fighting games and shit like that. Like,
and they put a lot of effort into it,
so
obviously.
stupid.
But it's written by like third graders.
It's so
But
dumb.
they have the budgets of like fucking Marvel Studios or something. Like, it's wild. It's amazing. I hope it never stops because it's incredible to me.
I'm pretty sure it's Warner Brothers who does these games now. Is the Mortal Kombat games? So yeah.
Yeah. NetherRealm is still doing it though.
Oh, NetherRealm is the developer, but published
Yeah.
by Warner Brothers. So
Yeah. Did I say something contrary to that?
No, I was getting
Okay,
confused and stuff. Because, well, Nintendo used to publish things. So, you know, back in
You're
the
so
day.
goddamn old.
Okay,
They were on the PS2.
They were on the PS2. Yeah, that's when they stopped being published by Nintendo. But then Nintendo continued
so
to have
long
them.
ago.
Okay, look, I'm old. Do I have to remind you? I spilled my wine because I was fuddling around with my papers and I was adjusting my
We're
glasses.
going to call the news segment Grandma's News Corner. Nana's News Corner.
Grandma's News Corner. Bonnie remembers when they still used to do this.
Bunny remembers. Do you remember?
Back in my day, we only had 16 bits.
There was a controller called the 6-axis.
We didn't have rumble packs. We had to use our imagination.
I wish they made memory cards for humans. I could use one right about now.
There was games that would fuck with you psychologically and change the channel to channel 4 from 3.
Okay, sure they did, Grandma.
Fuck you.
I've been playing a little bit more, not as much as I thought I would, but a little bit more Modern Warfare 2.
Mm-hmm.
It continues to be Call of Duty, despite all the bickering online.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen all the controller aim fucking garbage people are complaining about.
I have not.
So there's a video going around of somebody just like gently following a target and then removing their thumbs off the controller, and it follows the target all the way. Like they do a 360 around that character aiming at them, and so they're watching them the whole time with fucking aim assist. It's gotten pretty bad, apparently. I haven't tried to recreate that. I don't know if that's possible or they faked it or something, but the consensus is that aim assist has gotten a little out of control.
From the controller people.
Well, I don't know if it's consensus. Because, you know, big PC creators complain about it, but then, I don't know.
Then just use
It's
a
hard to
fucking
tell.
controller, forehead, obviously.
Well, but yeah. I mean, there's some people who just prefer it. I used to prefer the controller, but I don't anymore. I like mouse and keyboard. For shooters specifically.
Yeah.
But that was because that's what I had at the time, you know?
Yeah,
so,
that's a fair point.
As soon as I got mouse and keyboard, I got used to that real quick. So, I mean, there is something you have to do if you're going to do this crossplay thing, which I don't know that it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Although, for a casual Call of Duty player, I don't think it matters whatsoever. Because everyone is fucking dog shit. And if somebody gets a little advantage because they're on keyboard and mouse, or they're using a little bit of aim assist or whatever, they have skill-based matchmaking in this one. So you're going to go to wherever the fuck you should be anyway.
Yeah, that's a good
And unless
point.
you're trying to be like top the leaderboards, who gives a shit? It doesn't affect me whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
So this is a problem for the top fucking 10%. Probably not even 10%, like 1% of players probably. And then everyone else just coattails off that for no reason whatsoever. They like get attached to their favorite creator's opinion and just rail on people on Twitter about that shit, which is cringe. Cringe is like that feeling you get, Grandma, when something's icky. You know what I mean?
We just called that the flu.
We called that the vapors.
No, that's when you go to the special place and then they give you the good elixirs and
Oh.
then you feel real good, and then you get the next day you get the vapors. Why
Those
am I fucking
methamphetamines, Grandma.
No, it was the good stuff.
It's crystal meth.
I would know. You respect your elders. This is the best segment we've ever done. Okay, what else? What else?
we should get Cat Dad and Grandma in this.
No. Could you imagine? It would literally implode on itself. Jesus Christ.
Here's how to drive down your podcast, listeners.
Please don't leave us.
Cat Dad. Oh.
Anyway.
Also continuing Lord of the Rings Online. I only write these down to prove I still play video games.
That's true.
Just I'm EA right now. Single player's dead.
No.
Okay. That was great radio. Grim Dawn. I played with Faye.
Uh-huh.
We are trucking through this game. 8-hour Saturdays at a time. Do I have anything new to say about it, though? No. I mean, the builds have been really fun to figure out. I think Grim Dawn is just a super solid ARPG, which is not news to most people, but hey, someone hasn't heard of it out there, right? Someone. It's got 65,000 very positive reviews. If you need mine added to that list, if you need to make it 65,001, I'm here to tell you it's pretty goddamn good.
It's pretty goddamn good.
Pretty goddamn good. Okay.
The best.
I haven't played any of the DLC. Can't speak for those things, but you know, it's base game up to level 36, 7. Pretty good.
That's fair. That's good.
It's recommended by one friend that I have.
Who is it? Can we make fun of them?
His name is Jake.
Jake! What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck, Jake? Why are you recommending this game that's really good?
Amateur hour.
Wait, he's got 31 hours in the game?
Jesus.
How many do I have? It's got to be almost that. No, it's more than that. 34. Fuck you, Jake. I'm reviewing this game right now.
Do it.
Yes, I recommend it.
Yeah. And then?
I said on my podcast.
What is happening?
www. Have you seen people do that where they're like, by the way, if you want to watch the video review,
I do that
it's
every
here.
fucking time. I don't give a shit.
Does it work?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It's up to a couple of my videos, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hey, you
Put
know,
our
I'm making
podcast
fun
in
of
there
it, but
right
I've
now.
never even tried it.
Do
I'm
it.
a son of a bitch.
Do it.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Okay.
I tried to go back to Tyranny, and I did put another 2 or 3 hours into it. But it's a slow burn, this game for me. I'm treating it like a book that I don't want to go back to very often. Because of the reading. It's just, it's a lot, so much reading. But the wonderful thing is, I've been able to sort of, maybe it's because it's similar to the Pillars of Eternity games.
Yeah.
The structure of the game is similar. Maybe it has something to do with that. But I don't feel like when I go back to Disco Elysium, I'm like, fuck, I don't remember shit about this game.
Mm-hmm.
When I play Tyranny, I'm like, oh, this fits like a glove. Just like put me in there, fucking slide around for a little bit, and then pull out. You know what I'm saying? So, is the glove analogy still working? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a great game, but it is so much reading, and the biggest problem for me, I think I said it before, but it's going back and forth.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of main dialogue that's spoken, and then you have to read the rest, and it switches back and forth between those.
Oh, that's annoying.
Even in a main story.
That's annoying.
Where it's like my character will say something, or not my character, but one of my companions will say something, and they have a voice. But then an NPC that's sort of adjacent to them, but in the same quest, won't be fucking voiced. And that shit drives me insane. If it's one quest line, it should be fucking voiced.
Yeah.
Or not.
Or not.
If you can't afford the whole thing, don't do it.
Don't half-ass it, full acid.
Absolutely. Best advice ever.
That's a good point.
So that's me. That's
Sorry,
it.
buddy.
That's it. Fuck video games that you have to read.
Fuck video games.
I need a pop-up fucking storybook. All right? None of this word shit.
I need visual stimulation always.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
audio.
Maybe a little rumble. Talked about that before.
Back in my anyway. So you ready for the news? There wasn't much this week.
Tell us. Yeah.
So I mean, we can skip around, and it's not going to be like anything insane or crazy. One of the things that I did like, and I like the idea of this, is Lionsgate is flirting with the potential idea of doing a major game based off of John Wick. So could you?
Oh, so not the shitty little fucking
not that
turn-based shit?
Yeah, not that stupid thing. Could you imagine like a John Wick style where it was like Max Payne?
Max Payne?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the instant go-to, right? Because obviously those games were inspired by movies like that. So,
right.
Fuck yeah. Let's do it.
Or this movie was inspired by games like it, which is what I think. I genuinely think that Max Payne was
Did they use slow-mo fucking? No, that had to have been movies from the 80s, right? They used slow-mo back then, right?
Not really.
Oh.
So, I guess a little bit in If You Were on Acid, like Evil Dead. Evil Dead did.
If you were on acid?
Yeah, it feels like you're on acid watching that movie. It's fucked up. It's great, though. A 10 out of 10. So yeah, I like the idea of this. A lot of people also do like the idea of this, and they're encouraging it. So maybe we'll see some actual John Wick franchise outside of the movies. Because like I love that whole.
Keanu Reeves is gonna be like, dude, fuck, video games fucked me. Did you see the Cyberpunk shit? I hated it.
And stuff, or I would love to see a Constantine game or something like that. I just want more Keanu Reeves in my life. Okay, is that too hard to say? Is that too much?
Well, there's a lot of it already. Are you sure?
I want more Keanu Reeves. I'm okay with this.
Okay, sure. I mean, what about a like point and click Bill and Ted's Adventure?
I would actually probably play that.
Of course you would, you old bitch.
Fuck you. Okay, look, sometimes it's comforting.
I've never seen it. It looks terrible.
Oh,
okay.
what the fuck?
What else is in the news?
Okay, so Diablo 4 rumors it's a leaked rumor about the release date. Did you see this?
No.
So apparently there was a leak within Blizzard that Diablo 4 is going to launch in April. Its release time is going to be in April, and then it might have like a beta coming up.
It's going to be May.
It's going to be May.
Jesus Christ.
I had to.
This is Overwatch's launch all over again.
Oh, you think so?
Well, you saying May like that in reference to that song, yes.
Oh.
I do think that.
Speaking of May, May.
She's going to be in Diablo 4.
No, she's not going to be in Diablo 4, but she has been temporarily removed from Overwatch 2.
But Bastion's back in, so the good guys won.
Yeah, exactly. Bastion is back. May has been removed because her wall was causing people to go into areas where they're not supposed to go. So people were going on little May adventures. And getting up.
It seems like
areas.
an easy fix, right? If you
test
sound like
boundaries,
that kid trying to describe his dream. if you try to balance Overwatch 2, if you wanted to balance Overwatch 2 so much you could remove all the heroes. I think the way to balance that is not balance, but to stop that from happening is just anyone who gets hit by something, like a ceiling or something.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's too broken as a weapon. I was going to say if the wall comes up and you're on top of it and you hit a ceiling or something, you just die. But that might be too broken.
Or test your maps and set boundaries like you're supposed to.
That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I don't want to hear this shit. You have no respect for these developers. Okay. Fucking, I saw this clip of. I feel like I talked about Dr. Disrespect way more than is proportionate to how much I watch him.
Yeah.
But when I watch him, it's noteworthy, and I fucking love it. I watched a clip. Actually, I was watching Tim the Tap Man, who was like, I'm just gonna watch the doc for a second. I'm just gonna poke in and like on his stream.
See how he is. Talk to him.
And he's watching for like 20 seconds, and the doc runs into a corner, and he goes, "What the fuck?" It's like, it's a dead end, and he quits the lobby, and goes, "Who the fuck is making these maps?" And Tim just loses his mind. Like, is this the first match he ever played? The maps are kind of bad, though.
Feels bad. What are they doing? Like,
I don't know.
Apparently, he used to
I don't
design
know.
maps.
Was it you that had the theory that's like all the developers are super young now?
Yeah.
And so it's like we get shitty products.
I don't think
it might literally be true.
So this is my theory about young developers and what's happening in the gaming industry is a lot of the old timers are leaving because they have either aged out or they're over it and they have kids now and that sort of situation.
Or, they're cracking down on sexual harassment as, there's no more grandfathered in.
Yeah, there's no more grandfathered in, but like, and being a fucking creep. But no, I think what it honestly comes down to is like a lot of old timers are leaving because they don't have time because they got kids and they got a wife, and so it's all these young people who
these burdens
who don't have nearly as much experience. Like you don't have the Peter Molyneux anymore, who's like 45 and still developing games and shit, nearly as much.
Nobody would touch him, so he's safe.
But, like, they don't have that years of experience. And it's all these new kids wanting to come in and prove themselves.
Is that really your fucking go-to is Peter Molyneux?
I guess I could go with a fucking Gabe Newell.
Okay.
There you go.
That works for me.
And, like, I just feel like a lot of, like, older developers and, like, people who have been around and seen everything are leaving the space. And they don't pass on that talent to anybody else. They don't pass on that knowledge.
It's impossible to transfer talent.
Right.
Like,
And like everything is moving so quickly between engines and stuff like that. Like we don't keep this, they don't like they keep the same engine, but like trying to stress that out and trying to like make new things and like be the next innovative thing, I think is fucking over the industry. And like,
yeah, I kind of wish, weirdly, even though I think most people think that video games have stagnated, I wish we would stagnate a little more.
I think so too.
At least in terms of production quality, because ramping it up this much is not. It doesn't seem good for anyone. It raises the prices.
Right.
People have to work longer hours.
Right.
It's like a disaster to get into. Like companies don't even want to take the risk because it costs so much fucking money.
Right. It costs a lot of money to have like those pretty graphics.
I'm sitting back here playing fucking 2008 video games and loving it. Build that shit. It's got to be cheaper, right?
Maybe.
Let's do it that way.
I mean, like, look at low poly and shit like that, making a huge like renaissance.
I'd like some middle ground between these two things, but yeah.
Like having like simpler graphics and like going back to this older style and like these indie games that are coming up that are like focusing on mechanics. Like think of The Messenger, think of Celeste, and like think of even like Cult of the Lamb feels like such a fucking good game, and it's very simple graphics. Like they're very cute and they're very well done, but they're very simple. They're not like high-end fucking ray tracing and like you can't see so-and-so's titties and boobies and their butts jiggle and shit like that. And like
I'm actually reconsidering my position. I'd like video games to continue in the direction they're going.
But yeah, I think there's like not like everybody's trying to prove themselves and they don't have as much experience. And like companies are preying on that too. People are playing on those people because it's like, it's my job to work at Blizzard and I'll take any pay rate. And then they get them for like $15 an hour. You know, you could go work at McDonald's.
And then how hard are you working for $15 an hour once you realize 3 months into that job's bullshit?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, anyway, a little bit of a tangent there. That's my take on the modern things and why I've kind of gone back to older style of games.
Sure.
So this was actually talked about a little bit in your Discord, which was kind of funny. I know.
I don't believe you. Nothing was talked about in my Discord.
Yeah, it was posted in the general chat. It was literally the day after we fucking recorded the podcast that it was announced, and I was so mad.
Pew. Yes.
Yeah, I love the fact that he put it as a spoiler, Pew. What the fuck? You could just say it. Square Enix Montreal shuts down after 1 month of rebranding. So, like, we knew that Square Enix has been cutting the fat, right? It's been cutting down a lot of places, cutting a lot of areas and stuff like that. Other studios started, like, leaving.
Well, we know that they're cutting something.
Yeah.
We hope it's fat. It might be the valuable parts.
It might be the value parts, but, like, so Square Enix rebranded last month after, like, the whole, like, Square Enix was having issues and stuff like that. So Square Enix Montreal rebranded as Omina, something stupid. It's really dumb.
Okay.
I understand why they did it. They obviously had to do it. But yeah, so this is Lara Croft and like Hitman and a couple other like little fucking games. And
wait, what? The Tomb Raider series was done by Crystal Dynamics.
I thought they did Tomb Raider Reloaded, didn't they? That came out this year?
I don't know. Oh, maybe. What's Tomb Raider Reloaded? What? I don't even know what that is.
Oh, never mind. Don't worry about it. It's a mobile game. Maybe this is their mobile branch, which makes sense to why it's shut down. Yeah, Canadian developer based in Montreal.
Yeah, this is
Puzzle games, mobile devices.
This looks terrible. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so everybody was freaking out about this branch shutting down, but it's just fucking mobile games. So, okay.
Oh, yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Good. I mean, not good for the people who work on the games. Go get a real job. But,
Jesus fucking Christ. The new studio was originally founded to create like AAA titles, and their first project was supposed to be a Hitman series, but it got canceled. And they had multiple cancellations go on. So they had like 2 unannounced games that got canceled, and so they just fucking shafted the whole place. It's like, bye-bye, it's gone. See you later. Everything was like 3 weeks they announced the name change, and then they canceled 2 unannounced games, and then they said that they were going to be working on the Fable games. Obviously that didn't happen.
That's like when I went to the Fry's Electronics, and they're like half the store was empty.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Hey, what's going on? What's the deal with the like half empty store?" And the employee was like, "Oh, we're just doing some inventory reshuffling." I was like, "Oh no, this guy doesn't know."
Oh, buddy.
They're about to get Circuit City'd, and they were.
They were. I'm not surprised. I'm not entirely surprised. So the last 2 stories I want to talk about is Netflix, surprisingly, released a game. Can you guess what it is?
They released a game?
They released a game. I will tell you.
I feel like I should know it, but I don't.
It's based off of Stranger Things. Can you tell what kind of game it's going to be?
Wait, they said they were... So it's a mobile game, right?
Yeah,
obviously.
It's going to be a mobile game, obviously.
But I did hear they're going to consider doing a VR game?
I think there's rumors going around that they might consider do a VR game. But this little game that they released and the trailer looks super cute until you realize what it is. It's fucking Bejeweled.
Oh my God.
I don't know what they're thinking. Netflix, are you okay? Like...
Yeah, of course they're okay. They just want to make the easiest amount of money possible.
Like, it's available.
But does anyone... Because they give this shit away for free with a Netflix subscription, right?
I think so. Yeah, so you have to prove
So, like, the idea
Netflix.
that they're, like, okay, low risk
Right.
because you're not spending much money to make the game.
Right.
But also low return, like almost zero, probably. No one is going to sign up for Netflix for this fucking... Or any of these games, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
The idea, the board pitch was probably like, hey, over time, people will come because they hear we got the sweet shit. But it's, you're not investing sweet shit into it. How the fuck is anyone going to be fooled by this?
I could go download fucking Bejeweled and then get fucking gotcha'd by their mechanics. The one thing that they did announce was there's no in-app purchases and no additional fees.
Oh, you have to go outside because it's Apple? You have to go outside the app? Is that what it is?
I think so. But I don't think there's going to be like any, you can't buy any like power-ups like you can in Bejeweled or anything like that. So
it's worse.
Yeah, I don't really know. It just looks like a fucking...
Because, I mean, that sounds good to like a PC gamer.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good. No micro. But a mobile gamer needs microtransactions to have a good
right,
time.
which
Okay?
is
It's like gambling.
so weird. So yeah, no fees, no ads, no in-app purchases. Must have a Netflix account basically to play this. It's just such. It doesn't make any sense. Netflix, what are you doing? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I understand how mobile games make their money and they do gotcha gimmicks, and obviously that's starting to make its way into PC gaming as we fear the release of Diablo 4. And, yeah. But I feel like these older companies are starting to lose their marbles. We have Netflix doing this, and then we have the fall further of Metaverse. And that's what I wanted to talk a little bit more about.
Oh, please. Yes.
So, Meta,
It's so vindicating when 15 years ago you can smell a pile of shit, and then it rises to the mountain that it is now, and you go, finally people are seeing it.
Right.
I love it.
It's really funny because, like, a bunch of people are freaking out about Twitter and Elon Musk and, like, what's going to happen to Twitter. And people are like, let's go back to Facebook. And I was just thinking about how some of the Facebook posts
morons.
are coming back
Everything
to
you hate about Elon Musk is Mark Zuckerberg also does. All of it.
It's all terrible.
Except, be honest with you, all of it.
It's all fucking terrible. And so, like...
No, it's not that bad. It's fine. It's exactly the way it used to be. Sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
Plus a couple weird tweets from Elon Musk and banning people because his feelings are hurt. But do you really care about those people that got banned? Do you really give a shit?
I don't care about
fucking
anything.
Jesus Christ.
I just muted his name.
If you don't have fucking burnt fucking nerve endings by now, you haven't been on the internet long enough.
True. But to go back to Meta has report that layoffs are probably going to start this week, after another 70% fall in share prices this week alone.
Jesus.
Yeah. Facebook might literally collapse on itself at this point. At the rate that they're going, it's insane. And so now, because Mark Zuckerberg has this insane idea and is trying to go for this insane impossible task at this point, and then he's gatekeeping it a little bit by putting like exclusives only on the Oculus, trying to drive incentive, but it just deters people away from it. I feel like, especially with like PC gamers, like we don't like exclusives.
Yeah, I would never consider a Facebook made VR set.
Unfortunately, that's what I have because I bought it years ago.
Yeah, before they were forced you into fucking Facebook, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a hack to get around it, and I might look into it, but I haven't played VR in like a hot minute at all. So we'll see.
Making it harder to enjoy things. Isn't that the opposite of the problems you're trying to solve with fucking media online?
And Metaverse, like that.
Spotify came about because people were pirating music.
Right.
That's why that technology exists, because they're like, we have to make it so easy that people would rather spend money than go fucking pirate shit.
Right.
And it worked.
Exactly. Yeah, I spend the $10 every month to have my unlimited Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's way fucking
it
easier.
fucks over the artist, but whatever. That's not my problem.
They don't have to be on there. That's the thing. It's like if they don't want to be on there, they don't have to be on there.
100%. Yeah.
Like Tool wasn't on here for like the longest time until recently, within like the last like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
But so it's just crazy that he wants to make this like insane universe where everybody's connected, but nobody has access to it still, and it's been going on for how many years now? Like even like giving people early access to it, like take for example Roblox. It doesn't look the best. It looks fucking cheesy as shit, but it's free and people have access to it now. and stuff. And like they continue to make all these changes because somebody makes fun of it and calls it like 64-bit graphics, but then they refuse to like release it and continue to drive this company literally into the ground.
The thing is, so they're pushing big on social, right? They want this to be the place you go after work, which is just the most ridiculous thing in the world.
Yeah.
First of all, you don't get to decide where the internet goes. I don't get to decide. You don't get to decide. A company doesn't get to decide. People just go where they go.
Right.
Okay? You can do market research, whatever the fuck you want. You're trying to predict the future, though. You're not trying to, like... They're not taking trends now and deciding metaverse fits that because they're trying to carve a new path, like Microsoft tried to do with no disc fucking consoles. It was too early, and they tried to force it. It was a big fucking mistake.
Right.
Now they got fucking slim versions or whatever the fuck with no discs. They're an option. People like fucking options, and then they'll decide where the shit fucking lies. You know?
Exactly.
They'll decide where to spend their fucking time. You don't get to dictate which fucking coffee shop in fucking Portland is the most popular one. People who fucking wear beanies decide where the most popular fucking coffee spot is in fucking Portland. Beanies and beards. Where those people go, that's where it is. And it's not in the fucking metaverse.
It's not in the fucking metaverse on a fucking Oculus.
Not yet. It probably will be someday. Almost everyone probably has a gut feeling like, yeah, for sure, like someday. But it's not post-apocalyptic outside yet, so we're not quite there yet.
I feel like I feel like VR won't be a main thing. For like at least another like 50 years or so. And
beyond my interest in it is how long it's going to be.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Because life is totally fine outside of it for the most part.
Right. And like it's uncomfortable. It's still bulky. It's not easy to do.
Yeah.
You can't do
it also
things.
doesn't offer a better experience. This is how I view VR in general. Somebody asked me, it was like a normie who doesn't really play video games. They're not at fault for asking this question, but many people ask this question, which is, do you think VR is going to be the future of gaming? No, I don't think it's the future of gaming. Not for the foreseeable lifetime, because it's like a movie theater. It's like, do you think that replaced fucking watching movies at home? Never mind that it started before fucking watching movies at home. But no, the grander scale, the fucking money, the going out, like setting it up, setting VR up. No, it sucks. Like it's just too cumbersome.
Yeah.
You know, like sitting in front of a computer with my keyboard and shit, it's still a better manipulation method than most of the fucking VR shit. All of the VR shit out there.
Right.
So there's so many problems we solve. And as we solve problems, they also need to be super cheap. So the market has to burst, and then fucking people will come in. And it's going to take, at the rate we're moving with VR, 50 years, easily. Yeah,
easily 50 years. And it's so funny because, like, they said they wanted to be the affordable brand. And then
what's their new website? Fucking $1,500?
It's $1,500. To be
it's worse than the Index in almost every measurable way.
To be fair, it is a standalone device. And like I argued with people about it on Twitter. I was like, it is a standalone device, and that is the only advantage. So you could plug that on and directly start playing games on it. But the thing is, because they were comparing it to the PlayStation VR that was announced, the new VR is going to be as much as the console. So, it's
still way cheaper.
Yeah. It's still way cheaper for one. And two.
Well, roughly cheaper.
Yeah.
It's a little cheaper, I guess.
Yeah. And so.
Because what is the console, like $600?
I think it's like $600, and like the VR is like $550 or something ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a little cheaper.
Yeah, it's a little cheaper than the thing. But the thing is, like, you could still play games on your PlayStation 5. You can't take off your VR headset and play games on it still.
Yeah, it's only for that thing.
Only for that thing, and it becomes a unitasker.
I didn't realize it was standalone. That is interesting. That makes me feel like it's going to be worse for everything. I mean,
I don't know.
No wonder the graphics in their shit is so bad.
The metaverse,
right?
Maybe.
No wonder it looks like The Sims 2.
Oh, maybe. I didn't even think about
because
that.
It has to fucking run on the headset.
And they're trying to, like, make sure...
That's like those fucking things that came out for your phone. They're like, VR on the go. Fuck yourself. No.
Yeah, no.
VR has to be an immersive... It's the reason we're doing this is immersion, okay? If you cut corners on how things look, it's not... No. Fuck you. Nobody wants to live in fucking cartoon land.
No, it's not.
I want to live in photorealism land.
Yeah. And so like they only sell, what do they sell? So they have the Quest and the Quest 2 and the Quest Pro. And the Quest 2 is actually reasonably priced, about $400. I think this one is still standalone. So you don't have to set it up. Like, you don't have to have a computer or anything.
But can you?
Yes, you can
put
connect
your
these.
Computer. Oh, okay.
You can
okay,
connect
that's cool.
these.
All right.
I don't know if you're able to play other games with it, like on Steam and stuff like that, like I can with my Rift. My Rift has to be plugged in. And so that's the only thing that I question with these, especially with especially if you're going to spend $1,500 fucking dollars, you should be able to play more games than just what is there. Like, in the system.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, there's some games that aren't on
Yeah,
there.
you should be able to plug it into a fucking monitor and make it a PC. Why not?
Right? There's like
At least run RuneScape or something.
Yeah, there is something in the Quest store. I noticed it the other day when my VR popped up, which drives me insane on certain games because it's a checkbox that the developer forgot to disable. And there's a virtual desktop. So you can pull up your desktop and then you can work on your desktop in VR.
They have that. I've downloaded that for the Index, and it's a terrible experience. I don't know what use case there is for that.
I guess if everybody wants to be in VR, so you can switch between that and the metaverse. I guess. Yeah. That's what he wants. That's what I think our boy Zuckerbergy wants.
All right. I mean, this is going to be one of those situations where, after it takes off for real, Mark Zuckerberg's going to be like, I was ahead of my time, like, blah, 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 but blaming other people for not being into it right away. But that's not how fucking things work, dude. You have to wait until the time is right. Like, people have to demand it, want it. Like, if you missed the part where the market wants your product.
Right. You either have to create the market so good that people want it, or you either,
Well, even that is like, is there an example of that happening? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, if it's a new kind of concept, for sure, but VR's been around long enough.
Yeah, VR's been around long enough. And I think that's why he's trying. Like, I mean, Valve did their little experiment and stuff, and that's why we got the Index.
See, I wish Valve was bankrupting itself going into VR, because I think they could really do it. I'd be fine if they take all the Dota hat money I've given them and put it into VR. Let's go.
Well, Gabe wants to do his brain thing now, so we have that.
I feel like they've done so much more for VR with way less money.
Yeah.
Like, where have the billions of dollars gone? I don't understand.
I don't.
Or maybe I don't have a good concept of how much money Valve is spending. Maybe they're spending a lot. I have no idea. Not lately though. They haven't done shit.
No, they haven't. Well, they have the Steam Decks.
They're like, Half-Life Alyx is out. We're done, right? Like, what the fuck? We're waiting for a new technology. You're gonna be on a fucking space speeder bike and play in the next game. Like, what? You want us to develop 2 games on the platform? Fuck you.
Fuck you.
We're bored of it.
Next, we're gonna interfere with your brain and your brain waves. I had a weird dream that Half-Life 3 was finally announced, and I was just like, it's happening.
Jesus.
Look, I dream about video games.
There's like almost nothing else to look forward to in life if that happened.
I just need a resolution, okay? Like, the end of, you played...
Yeah, but that need keeps you going. Like, if you got the need fulfilled, you'd be like, oh no, life is empty.
No, I would just find a new thing. I would just find a new thing to obsess over.
Is there a new thing to find, though?
Beating...
Video game related, games. Obviously, like family and just loved ones, or whatever the fuck people are supposed to say. All it drives you through life is
Learn speed.
We're a video game podcast. We're focused on the video games.
Yeah. Anyway, Zuckerberg's gonna fucking drive that baby straight into the ground. He's like,
we should have done 2 episodes of this podcast and then come up with a new podcast and release 2 episodes of that. And then a new podcast where we released 2 episodes, and then a new podcast.
A podcast about podcasting and about previous podcasts and stuff like that.
Would one of the podcasts would be about reviewing the other podcast?
Yeah. To make sure that we got that real quick. It's like, you didn't laugh at my joke there. Why couldn't you laugh at my joke harder?
Your internet was cutting out.
Okay,
Best guess.
okay.
Sorry.
Grandma, the grandma bit. I think we should have done more of that.
Yeah.
God damn it! No, get out of here. Anyway, so that's it for the news. That's the news.
Kicked the fucking can or whatever. What the fuck?
I don't fucking know.
That happens with shit. You kicked it. Fucking. When something's empty, you know.
You kick the can?
I don't know.
Is that how you do
kicked.
it?
I don't know. I'm thinking of a specific Office quote, and I can't remember how it relates to real life. So, my brain's broken.
Yeah, that's fair. It's been a...
How often do you think I quote The Office on a day-to-day basis?
At least twice.
Twice a day, you think?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably less than that, but it's probably 3 to 4 times a week.
It should be twice a day.
It's hard to do that. You know, people don't say enough things for that to...
Maybe you just need to put yourself out
there.
there.
Most of the day at work, and I need to do what?
You just need to put yourself out there.
For more Office quotes?
Yeah. So you have more interactions with humanity and people, and then that way you have...
that probably is true in general, but I don't know if it helps with the Office quotes.
Well, if you have more interactions with humanity and peoples, doesn't that mean there's more of a chance for Office quotes?
It does mean that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I would do that. Because if it's a brief interaction, like if it's like a convenience store person, I'm not going to bother them with my Office quote. You know, they're probably like some tweaker that barely understands what's going on. So I don't waste my energy on those types. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
At least in the area I'm at. I'm sure this is not to disparage all convenience store workers. It's just that in my area, they're usually someone in a hood at work. You know, it's a little off-putting.
Okay, I understand. Weirdo coming in and just being like, parkour! Grabbing your snacks.
Parkour.
Yeah, like, could you imagine? You go to
flipping off their aisles and shit.
Yeah, fucking jumping over the things. Parkour!
Oh my god.
I want this now. I want this so bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll put a GoPro on and see what I can do.
You're gonna fall over and be like, my hip.
Hardcore parkour. Oh god! Call the hospital.
Parkour.
Not 911. Call the hospital directly. They know me. I do this a lot. They have a bay waiting for me.
Jesus fucking Christ! I knew it. Okay.
Well, Bunny.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing the podcast.
Yeah. Thanks for rambling with me.
Yeah. And listeners.
Yeah.
Also, thanks for I don't know how you guys do this every week, but thanks for listening.
Yeah, we appreciate it a lot, honestly.
I feel like I'm on a couch in a therapist's office with tens of people listening. It's weird.
There's dozens
like,
of you.
Hey,
dozens.
Doc, could you turn off the microphone? And they're like, no, keep going. Say more embarrassing things about your life.
All right.
Talk shit about your family.
Do the fucking cat dad thing. Do it again. Do it again.
Dance, monkey.
Okay. Good night.
Yeah?
Everyone?
Good night. Not everyone, just the good people.